Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have some really interesting news about Garten of Banban 9, the next chapter of the series that we're all waiting for with excitement. Just in these days, some new official messages have appeared written by Faris and Geppo, the two developers of the game, giving us some extra clues about how the development of the chapter is going. We know very well that every time the EUPHORIC brothers write a message, it's never something random, but behind it there are always references and hidden teasers. And this time is no exception, because one of the two developers released a very special message about something that will arrive very soon. But what is it about? Is it an update connected to Chapter 9? Or maybe some new surprise content that could come even before the official release? Well, in this video we're going to analyze in detail everything we know, and we'll try to understand together what secrets are hiding behind these mysterious words. So get ready, because today we'll talk about the hottest news regarding Garten of Banban 9. We'll analyze the official messages and we'll try to make some theories about what we might see very soon inside the game. And as always, before we begin, I remind you to leave a big like on this video to support the channel, subscribe right now, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the next updates. That said, let's not waste any more time and dive right into the heart of the matter. Let's go see together what messages Faris and Geppo have written and what they really mean. Before I begin, I have to thank Justin Lenny for joining the membership. Thank you so much for all your support. So friends, let's dive right in and start analyzing these messages. A few days ago, in fact, a user decided to ask a very direct question to Geppo inside the official Discord server. He asked him how much longer it will take for the release of Chapter 9 of Garten of Banban. A question that many have been asking for months, because we already know that this will be one of the most important chapters of the saga, and everyone can't wait to finally find out when we'll be able to play it. Of course though, Geppo's answer came quickly, and as expected, he immediately made it clear that he absolutely cannot answer that question. And this doesn't surprise us, because the developers are always very careful not to reveal too many details about release dates too early. As we all know, in fact, in the past years, the release dates of Banban chapters have always been announced only a few weeks before the official release, and never months and months in advance. So it was normal to expect that he wouldn't be able to say anything concrete about it. And here's where things get interesting. Because if on the one hand, he indirectly confirmed that it is still too early to talk about a release date, especially considering that it is becoming more and more likely that Chapter 9 will arrive only in 2026, on the other hand, right after, Geppo decided to share a much more mysterious message, and let me say, a much more important one. The message he wrote was this: massive things are on the way for the Banban franchise. We really need to stop for a moment and think, because this sentence is anything but random. The term "on the way," which literally means coming soon, suggests that we are not talking about something far away, but about something that could be announced or shown very soon. And the fact that he talked about massive things only makes the curiosity and speculation grow even more. So, what could this message mean? Well, one of the possibilities is that it's not just about Chapter 9 but about a bigger project connected to the entire franchise. Maybe an expansion of the Banban universe with new content, new spin-offs, or even a special project outside of the main series. It could be a new game tied to the Banban universe, a huge update, or who knows, maybe even merchandising. However, the way the message is written really makes you think of something that is not limited to a single chapter, but that concerns the whole saga. And this is what makes it even more interesting. We are not talking about a small announcement, but about something that could truly mark an important step for the future of the franchise. So friends, what we have to expect is clear. In the coming months, we could get a truly gigantic announcement, something that goes beyond normal expectations, and that will change the way we look at Garten of Banban. Let's get ready. Because the community is already going crazy with theories and speculations, and this message seems to be just the beginning of a long series of news that will accompany us until the arrival of Chapter 9. Now friends, let's move on to the next message, this time written by Faris. After a few days of total silence on the Discord server, suddenly Faris came back and wrote just one single word: Fiddles. Fiddles is a direct reference to Captain Fiddles, one of the characters we haven't had the chance to meet directly in the game yet, but who has already been mentioned several times and shown only in flashbacks. And this is exactly what makes his name so interesting. The developers in the past have confirmed multiple times that Captain Fiddles will play a fundamental role in the story of Garten of Banban, and yet even today we know almost nothing about him. We don't know what his exact role will be. We don't know if he will be an ally, a friend, or on the contrary a true antagonist. What we do know for sure is that Captain Fiddles has a crew, a team of characters that we encountered in Chapter 2 Inches, the medical sector. There we saw their fate. Unfortunately, most of the members of the crew were already dead, except for Aqua Fiddles, the only survivor. And let's not forget that Aqua Fiddles was an antagonist in that section of the game, going against the player. This detail makes us think, because if one member of the crew was already hostile, according to some theories, Captain Fiddles may have managed to escape during the events that caused the death of his crew, and since then he may have been hiding, maybe waiting for the right moment to come back into the story. And here the question is inevitable: will he return as an ally or as an enemy? If Faris decided to write that single message right now, it could mean that his appearance is imminent, maybe already in Chapter 9. And this would make the wait even more exciting, because introducing such a mysterious and important character in this new chapter could completely change the direction of the plot. He will not be just a secondary character, but someone who can really influence the development of the story, reveal crucial secrets about the experiments and the events of Banban's kindergarten. He could even be the one to provide us with vital information about what happened behind the scenes, or drag us into even more dangerous challenges. And what makes everything even more fascinating is that there's really so much to say about Captain Fiddles. His connections, his mysteries, his bond with the other characters. There are so many unanswered questions that honestly, I could easily make a full video, even an hour long, dedicated only to him. Maybe we'll finally see him in Chapter 9, or maybe he'll be introduced little by little with small hints before becoming a main character in the following chapters. But one thing is certain, his presence will mark a fundamental turning point in the series. Now friends, let's dive into a really interesting point that often gets underestimated: the connections between Captain Fiddles and Banban. Yes, because these two characters, even if they seem completely different from each other, are actually more connected than we might imagine. And to prove it, we don't just have community theories, but actual official clues we can find inside the game. Luckily, thanks to Garten of Banban RPX, the official roleplay game on Roblox created in collaboration with the developers, we can fully explore the official maps of some chapters and discover secrets that we could easily miss while playing normally. One of these secrets is about a blackboard that gives us crucial information about different characters, and it highlights the link between Captain Fiddles and Banban. Looking closely at this blackboard, we see that both characters are classified as Type 5, and this already places them on the same level of classification. But it doesn't stop there. They also share some cases, specifically Case 3 and Case 6. Now, Case 6 actually belongs mainly to Banban, but it's very interesting to note that Case 3 is about the vocal cords, and here's where things get really curious. If Captain Fiddles actually possesses part of Case 6, this could mean he has a direct connection with Banban, almost as if a part of him was recycled or incorporated into the captain himself. That's not a small detail, because it suggests that the two aren't just connected in the story, but maybe they even share part of their biological or artificial nature. And here an important detail: the vocal cords. In the flashbacks we've seen so far, Captain Fiddles never speaks. This led many to believe he was mute or that he didn't have the ability to talk. But if he really does have vocal cords, then everything changes, because it means he could talk at any moment, and so far his silence hasn't been because he can't, but because he chooses not to. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.